So let me paint you a picture. You're soaring across a vast sun-drenched canyon, riding on the back of a raptor, leaping impossible distances as the wind whips past you. This is the promise of Guild Wars 2, Path of Fire. An epic adventure, a desperate hunt for a rogue god, and a sense of freedom that I have to say was unlike anything I ever felt in an MMO. And the first moment to the last was exactly what it was. The longer I played, the more epic moments started to connect. The more I realized that this beautiful, massive, rich world had a beating heart. This is the story how I felt completely in love with what just might be the perfect MMO expansion. When you first step into the Crystal Oasis, it blows you away. After spending my first hours in the green forest of Corteria, arriving to the hot, massive desert of Elona felt like a whole new game. And ArenaNet advertised Path of Fire to have 5 new open world maps. That includes the Crystal Oasis, the Desert Highland, the Elon Riverland, the Desolation, and the Domain of Vabi as this massive explorable space. ArenaNet was not kidding about that. You go into Path of Fire and it's open. I mean open. You can see the mountains far and wide. It actually feels like a desert that's been lost and forgotten. The journey in Path of Fire felt huge. Felt like I stumbled upon something that I couldn't conquer within a day, a week. It felt like this is gonna take years for me to conquer all of it. The visual design is peak. You start in the city of Armun, bright, colorful, lots of people around, people trying to sell products to you. Players are standing around waiting for the next meta. Then you go to different mesas. You go to different areas of the map. It turns into a purple wasteland called the Desolate. The world has stark contrast. Ruined temples, half buried in sand, vibrant oases, teeming with life, with a little bit of dark magic, the corruption that lingers in the Path of Fire. And you're not just a tourist, you're on a mission to hunt down Balthazar, the human god of war, who has gone rogue and threatens of all Tyria, just to kill the Elder Dragon, to absorb their power. For a new player like me, that was a fantastic hook. It was clear, high stake, with a villain you can actually understand. You're not just fighting some vague ancient evil. You're chasing a god, and the whole journey is laser focused on that. But the real magic, the thing that ties all of this together and truly defines the Path of Fire, are the mounts. I cannot stress this enough. Path of Fire's mount system is one of the best designed systems in an entire MMO genre. Okay, this is not just your standard 60% speed boost you can toggle on and off. In Guild Wars 2, the mounts are the core part of the gameplay, and each one is unique in their own way. The game smartly gives you your first taste from a very early in the expansion story, the Raptor. But recently they changed that. Once you buy the expansions, you just get the Raptor. They just unlock it for you. With the incredible long distance leap, completely changes how you see the world gaps you never dream of crossing. Suddenly it becomes a new way of travel. Then you get the Springer. It's a giant bunny-like creature that can charge up a massive vertical leap, letting you scale cliffs, reach higher ledges, and suddenly the world isn't just wide, it's tall. And you start looking at every wall and plateau for a potential path. The Skimmer hovers over water, quicksand, and the Jackal is a phantom hound. Made from sand, it can blink forward in a short burst and use special portals to help you get over the terrain. Each mount doesn't make you feel like it's faster. It rewrites your brain to see the environment in a new way. They woven perfectly into the world design. And don't forget to mention the Griffon. It's an optional post-story mount to get through an epic collection quest. It turns the game on its head and rewards the creature, combines driving and soaring through momentum-based flight system. I haven't even freaking unlocked it yet. It's gonna take a while, and a lot of my viewers are telling me it might take around 250 gold to actually get the whole mount. But you have to go to almost all different maps across Path of Fire to even unlock it. Talk to different vendors, doing side side quests, and you have a lot of things to do to even complete it. I was in love with these mounts, a beautiful world to explore, a god to hunt. For the first dozen hours, it was perfect, and the main story beats unfold, and I spent more time just existing in the world and started to appreciate the quiet moment, the sheer sense of scale. I was exploring these massive gorgeous zones and began to understand the expansion's true genius. For me, the central strength of Path of Fire, that it gave me these incredible tools for exploration, and the world was truly celebrated a personal story. The world is stunning, and as a new player, my impression was it felt intentionally serene, a canvas for my own adventure. This really hit home when I compare it to what I heard about the previous expansion, Heart of Thorn. It was famous for its intense map-wide meta events, where the whole map works together against a constant threats. Its jungle map were designed for active war zone. Path of Fire makes it different, and I think it was brilliant. A choice that shifts the focus from the massive map-wide wars into a more personal exploration-driven experience. The maps are populated by renowned hearts and bounties. Renowned hearts are local hubs that encourage you to engage with the world on a smaller scale, and they were wonderful. The way to slow down to appreciate the incredible detail in each area. The mounts related achievements tied to them made me feel like I was mastering something itself. The world wasn't just throwing conflict at me, it was inviting me to find my own purpose. While Hearts of Thorn's world felt like a chaotic battlefield, Path of Firewood felt like a grand epic adventure park waiting for me to chart my own course. The conflict felt meaningful and story driven. This feeling was amplified by the map size. These huge landscapes were so amazing across, created profound sense of adventure. Riding for a few minutes through these stunning sceneries without a big battle wasn't lonely, it was meditative. It gave me the space, was truly appreciated by the artist of the world and the freedom of my mount. I had all this power and freedom with a world vast enough to justify it. The game gave me the leg of a god and put me in a world that felt like it was mine to discover. But hey, this is just my experience, and I'm a new player jumping in years after release, and I know there's a lot of veteran players. Path of Fire is beloved, so if you had a similar experience or you totally disagree, let me know down in the comments. I'm genuinely curious to hear your guys' perspective. Now with that said, it's important to circle back to the story, because where the world designed to celebrate the personal exploration, the storytelling was absolutely delivered, powerful, shared the narrative. The narrative focused on Balthazar, a huge, powerful god, the god of war, following his path of destruction, seeing the consequences of his rampage, and uncovering the history of Elona was incredibly engaging. The story missions themselves were fantastic, filled with memorable moments through the tough fights. It gives you a strong, clear reason to push across the 5 expansion zones, giving your exploration a real sense of purpose. While they opened up the world in between, it was my personal journey. The story was rich, like a beating heart that gave you all the context. It builds a satisfying, epic conclusion, and for me, it what makes Path of Fire an essential experience. So what's my final take on Path of Fire? It's simple, really. This expansion, without question, is an essential part of Guild Wars 2 experience. It introduces the mount system that completely revolutionized how you interact with the entire game, from level 1 zones to the latest content. It told a compelling, easy to follow story with a fantastic villain. It took us to a region that I think it was one of the most visually stunning in the game, and on top of that, it represents a bold design choice, and it absolutely succeeded. It built a world that was not only wider, but it offered a different kind of depth, the depth of personal discovery. It prioritized the person exploring in a way was truly empowered by the player. It created the most beautiful map in the genre. It filled them with the sense of wonder that makes the online world feel truly magical. Path of Fire gave the game the most transformative feature, mount, and it paired it with a good story and an expansive desert setting. Its world events were perfectly placed to complement the grand personal journey and courage. It was beautiful and it felt epic. It was empowering and the power felt earned and meaningful. Because of that, it will always be the expansion that I love for what it gave the game and admire the brilliant risk it took. But what do you think? Was the Path of Fire the peak of Guild Wars 2 design, or did it start a trend away from the big dynamic event that made the game so unique? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. And thank you for coming to the end of the video. Don't forget to smack the like button, and I catch you guys on the flip side. Praise Joko.